Hi everyone, this is David of Child with Books of Child, and we're reading The 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Today we're reading chapter 54, Whet, Your Appetite for Success. Now this little chapter has a good example. It provides essentially to regulate your appetite. You drink 2 big glasses of water before a meal and you will reduce your appetite for food. But in the same way, unproductive activities such as worrying and awaiting results and not actually setting out goals, in the same way they reduce your appetite for success, reduce your motivation. So what you need to do is you need to cultivate the instincts in the direction you want them. Now this is habit management, habit building, habit management, which it does take effort and it does take conscious decision, unless you are very fortunate. If you just so happen to have wanted or desired everything you have done up to the point that you're successful, you're pretty fortunate. I'm pretty sure everybody has to go through some pain in developing habits, approaches and skills that they didn't really want to but needed to. And this is sort of about that, keeping that appetite so you actually stay hungry and you get where you want to go, rather than having bad habits eat away at that motivation. The example they give is of a student, well, of a professor that used to be a pretty bad student, and at every stage of his life he was quite a bad student until and he just grazed by until he got to university and he attended a class and finally he found something that he actually liked, and that's what he became as a professional. He became a university professor. As you can see, this is very fortunate because he still managed to graze by. For less fortunate individuals, they could be stopped. They could fail so badly due to lack of motivation that they won't even get to that point that they would have liked in life. And that's real bad. The case study that gives by Alderman in 1999, and what it does is it states long-term studies of motivation find that people are capable of reducing or improving their level of motivation by as much as 58% during their careers. Now, this is something that happened to me. I actually failed a lot of subjects in one of my years of study, and it was real difficult because I wasn't really skimping on studies. I just had a real difficult time of actually doing the work. But something that happened the next year, I drastically improved my results, pretty much up until I finished my studies. But the next year, the following year, I was much more attentive and I managed to get quite a lot of things out of the way that actually, in retrospect, I do believe contributed greatly to the failure. That's why I always say things out of your control, try and manage them, because they can really damage your path forward. But what happened was somebody that a friend I had in class, what I noticed was, and he had a very, very poor academic record, no shade, and something that I noticed about him was almost every single class he attended, he wouldn't be happy. He would have negative comments about the professor. He would have negative comments about the work. He just didn't want to be there. And it just dawned on me, it just snapped me. This could be why he was doing so poorly. It would very likely be because he simply didn't want to. He simply didn't want to be there. It really put it into perspective for me. And sometimes you're not going to want to do something, but you have to build the habit to actually do a thing, or else failure. This is just as easy as that. So motivation can be a huge thing, and I definitely say be careful if you don't like what you're doing. It could really be eating at your success. And if you don't like what you're doing, there's multiple things. I'm sure some people would say do something else, but if the end goal is there but you just don't like the road you're walking on, as I say, could go on another road, or figure out how to enjoy the road. Figure out what habits are holding you back, what behavioral aspects of yourself are holding you back in this way. can you adjust them and can you work your way forward on the current track? Well, for me it's quite easy, because currently where I'm at, it did require some adjustment, bit of a different path I took, but it's a lot of fun, and the adjustments I had to take I have made, so, and I'm in the process of constantly making, because it's a pretty busy place I'm at. So yeah, you're gonna have to build a bit in yourself, and not partake of very negative habits that will eat away at that desire or that motivation for achievement. So yeah, this has been the 100 Simple Secrets of Successful People by David Niven Ph.D. Read my Edward of Childhood Books of Child. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have an even better day after hearing this little chapter, and please feel free to join me in the next one. I hope you have a good day, and thank you very much. Bye bye.